Wow, so we're diving into some pretty personal stuff today with excerpts from Journey from Heartache to Hope.
Yeah, sounds heavy.
It is, but also really beautiful. We're going to explore the story of Chris Piorkowski and Mary Alice Lott, two people who found love after going through some really tough losses. See, Chris lost his wife, Lisa, to cancer.
Oh, that's awful.
It was a long battle, and Mary Alice, she lost both of her parents.
So both of them dealing with some serious grief before their paths even cross.
Right, and I think that's something a lot of people listening can relate to, you know.
Absolutely. That feeling of loss, it's universal.
Yeah, and the book really emphasizes how even though they were in the same church, they were in different cities,
Yeah.
and it took a mutual friend to bring them together.
Wow. So almost like it was meant to be,
Right, like destiny or divine intervention, as the book puts it.
which is really interesting because the book actually quotes Proverbs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Proverbs 3.6, in all your ways, submit to him and he will make your path straight.
So like surrendering control.
Exactly. Trusting that a higher power will lead you to where you're supposed to be.
Even if it's not what you expect.
Exactly. And, for Chris and Mary Alice, it wasn't just about finding love, but trusting God to guide them.
To what was right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so their first date, it was at a coffee shop in Northern Virginia. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, low-key.
But they really connected. Like, they discovered all these shared experiences, especially around loss and similar interests.
I was going to say, like, they both loved German culture.
Yes, because of their heritage.
Oh, cool.
And, of course, their shared faith.
Right, of course. It's funny, though, the book mentions how it's not just any shared experience that creates a strong connection, but those rooted in loss.
Really?
Yeah, like understanding another person's pain can just unlock this deeper level of empathy.
I can see that.
And, for Chris and Mary Alice, it wasn't just grief, but their values.
Shared values.
Yeah, and those cultural things.
Okay, so they had that deeper connection. And then there's this pivotal moment where music comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, he's a musician and film composer, right?
Talented guy.
And he played the piano for Mary Alice in his studio.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is. But it was more than just, romantic. It really resonated with her because her dad used to play the piano every day.
Oh, wow.
But he couldn't anymore because of health issues.
So Chris's music kind of filled that void.
Yeah, and I thought that was really powerful. Like, it gave her comfort, but also connected her to her past.
It makes you think, are there things you used to love doing that are now linked to loss?
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe revisiting those things, even if it's hard, could be healing.
Yeah, like it was for Mary Alice. And she actually felt like, God was working through Chris.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, she felt comforted and like the spirit of her parents was still alive in a way.
It makes me wonder, though, do you think Chris knew he was comforting her through music?
Like intentionally.
Yeah. Or was it more subconscious?
It's hard to say.
But, I mean, either way, it really speaks to the power of their connection.
Right.
And how it was helping Mary Alice to heal.
Okay, so this connection then gets, more romantic, right?
It was only a matter of time.
And it all happens during a 4th of July weekend in Lynchburg. They're having these deep conversations by the lake, going on mini golf dates,
Sounds idyllic.
It does, right? And they're praying together on docks, canoeing, exploring these cute little towns.
Very romantic.
And it all leads up to Chris proposing to Mary Alice to be his girlfriend.
Oh, that's so cute.
Right. He gives her a card, red roses, and it all happens under this huge fireworks display.
How perfect.
Talk about a grand gesture.
It really captures their whole journey, like all the shared moments, the growing affection, the hope.
Yeah, and the fireworks, it's like a symbol of celebration.
Absolutely. But, before he proposed, Chris was praying a lot.
Really?
Yeah, he was like really seeking guidance.
Wow.
And when Mary Alice said yes, he was like overwhelmed with this feeling of hope and joy.
I bet. And get this, the moment was like illuminated by fireflies.
No way.
I know, right? Like straight out of a movie?
Oh, that's beautiful. Fireflies, they're often associated with hope.
Yeah, and light.
Exactly. And it's like Chris's prayers, Mary Alice saying yes, it all suggests that they were in sync with a bigger plan, a plan that brought light and love into their lives. And it reminds us that even when things are dark,
there's always room for hope.
Exactly. And, it's that hope, that new beginning that really comes through when Chris talks about this time in his life.
Like he was reborn.
Yeah, like reawakened.
He says he felt truly alive again with, this new sense of purpose and excitement for the future with Mary Alice.
It's incredible, right? How this connection with Mary Alice just brought him back to life.
Totally, like reignited his passion, gave him a reason to, embrace the future.
And what's really inspiring is that they both want to use their story to help others.
Oh, yeah. How? Do they, give advice or have support groups or something?
Well, the book doesn't get into specifics, but it does mention that they hope to inspire and support others who are going through similar challenges.
So, offer a beacon of hope to anyone struggling with loss or finding love after heartbreak.
Exactly. And they talk about the importance of letting yourself grieve fully before jumping into a new relationship.
Makes sense. Don't rush it.
Yeah. And they also emphasize, leaning on faith and community support during tough times.
That's good advice.
Yeah. And it's not just about finding love again, but navigating the whole healing process.
So their story is kind of like a roadmap.
In a way, yeah.
To finding your own path to healing and maybe new love.
Exactly.
It's beautifully written, like a tapestry of faith, loss, resilience, and ultimately love. It's a reminder that even when things are tough, hope can still flicker and grow and lead to, unexpected joy and connection.
Absolutely. Their journey is so moving.
It really is.
What stands out to you about their experience? What resonates most with you?
I think it's the power of shared experiences and faith. Bringing people together like a shared language.
I like that.
Chris and Mary Alice, they found solace and strength in each other's understanding, their shared values, and their belief in, something bigger than themselves.
That's powerful.
It is.
Their story really highlights how much human connection can impact our healing and growth.
It's like we're not meant to go through tough times alone.
Right.
And that love can be like a catalyst for transformation.
Absolutely.
Well, this deep dive has been, incredibly moving.
It has.
And I think Chris and Mary Alice's story really does offer hope to anyone going through something similar.
I think so, too.
That love can blossom even after loss.
Yeah. And
that new beginnings are always possible.
This deep dive into Chris and Mary Alice's story leaves us with a lot to think about. What do you think about the role of faith and shared experiences in finding love after loss?
It's interesting because their faith was like a guiding force in their lives.
Totally, both individually and as a couple.
It was more than just the shared belief, it was the foundation of their relationship.
Absolutely. The book actually goes into this idea that surrendering to God's plan, even when it's painful, can lead to unexpected blessings.
Wow.
Have you ever experienced that?
It's something to think about, for sure. Chris and Mary Alice's story, it's just a beautiful testament to, the power of the human spirit.
It is.
The resilience of the heart and the possibility of finding love and hope even after going through something terrible.
It reminds us that even when life is tough, there's always potential for healing, growth, and new beginnings. And maybe it's their willingness to be vulnerable, to really share their story and find comfort in their shared faith that makes it so relatable and inspiring.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we're not alone, and that love in all its forms can really light up our paths and lead us towards something better. It really makes you think, Like if they hadn't surrendered and trusted, they might have missed out on all this.
Right. Like sometimes the best things in life are the things we don't plan for.
Yeah. And it's about having faith, even when you don't know where you're going.
Exactly.
And for Chris and Mary Alice, that faith, it led them to each other and to a deeper understanding of who they are and their purpose.
What's really cool is that they're so open about sharing their story, even the tough parts.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to their desire to connect with other people who might be going through the same thing.
For sure. They want to show that even after loss, love and new beginnings are possible.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
Well, this deep dive has been amazing.
Yeah, it really has.
I feel so inspired and hopeful, and I hope our listeners do too.
Me too. Chris and Mary Alice's story, it reminds us that even in those dark times, we're not alone.
Right.
There's always potential for healing, growth, and connection.
And that love, no matter what kind of love it is, can really guide us towards a brighter future.
Absolutely.
So maybe, just maybe, their story encourages us all to take a leap of faith, trust in the journey, and embrace those unexpected blessings that life throws our way.
I think so. What do you think?
I think this has been a beautiful deep dive into faith, loss, and the power of love. And it's a reminder that no matter what life throws at us, there's always hope for something new, something better.
Well said.
And on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.